Good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, and wherever you might be right now. It's Thursday. It means it's time for the SFOI 1000 live update. Before we go over the games for this weekend, I got my good friend David Day going to be my guest tonight. We're going to get him on in just a second and talk to him about ministry stuff, football stuff, and whatever happens to come to mind. We kind of play it by ear on this live program if you're not aware, and we just kind of see where it goes and just ad lib, if you will, and shoot from the hip and see what comes up in conversation. But we, of course, focus on evangelism at football games, and we'll talk about that some, certainly. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Brother David on, so bear with me just a second. Hey, Brother David.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
How's Alabama? You holding down the fort over there?
It's nice over here. The weather's good right now. A little dry, but we're waiting on you guys.
It's the same here. It's dry here too. The rain usually comes from you to me, so I'm waiting on you to spit out some rain so it'll come over this way.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. I'll see what I can do. I'll make a couple calls.
I appreciate that. All right, in case those of you that don't know, David is evangelist down there to the Auburn football fans down in Auburn, Georgia. Auburn, Alabama. Auburn, Georgia is close to me, and there's no football team there. So I'm at Auburn, Alabama. But I had the privilege of going down. I guess it's been a couple of years now.
Yeah, it has
going down and being with David. It was or David wasn't there that week. You were out of town or something. I can't remember. But it's a great place to preach. Toomer's Corner, a historic place. Got the drugstore there, caddy corner from it. Had a good time. Beautiful little city. If you've never been there, I'm not an Auburn fan per se. Never have been, but I love the little city. It's a great place. Got some friends that live there, and a lot of my friends went to school there. But it's wonderful. So we're going to let David just tell us, kind of set the scenario. I know you don't get right beside the stadium and preach, but kind of tell us about your area and how that all pans out for you.
Well, pretty much like everybody else's schedule. We get there about 4 hours early for ministry time. It takes us a little bit longer to where we got to park. We set up outside the Toomer's Oaks, which are kind of pretty famous. Everybody knows about the Oaks. The Alabama fan that poisoned them a while back ago, and after every time Auburn wins, they like to take toilet paper and roll the tree. It's kind of a popular tradition. And so we set up right there by the Toomer's Oaks. Everybody that kind of comes to the game, everybody wants to see that. They want to see the oaks. I've had people ask me, which trees should they poison? And I was like, well, those trees are gone, but these are the oaks. This is the famous spot right at the little four-corner intersection. And that's where we set up. And that's where we normally preach at and have lots of conversations, lots of hecklers and some good encouragement. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at the Toomer's Oaks. And if you're ever online, you can Google Auburn web camera, and they have a couple of web cameras stationed up right there, so you can see what goes on right there at any time. What goes on in that little area.
All right, good deal. So how far is Toomer's from the actual stadium itself?
Oh man, you can walk to the stadium, and it's maybe 7 or 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, depending. It's a little bit of a walk. It's not far. It's just around a few corners here and there. It may be longer than 8 minutes. I think more longer than 10 minutes. We preached on campus one time, and apparently they don't want you preaching on campus. My buddy Scott Roney's from Auburn. He's preached on campus before, and he tried to get permission from Jay Jacobs, who used to be the athletic director. He told Scott that nothing precedes the game day experience. They won't let us preach on campus during game day. So,
wow.
But it's about, you don't really need to be right there. We got a good spot, heavy flow of traffic. But you're about maybe 10 minutes or so walking from the stadium.
Here's I found the Google Cam you were talking about. I just put it up.
Yeah.
Everybody can see kind of the corner there. Of course, it's nighttime there now, but there's the spot. Can you see that, David? Are you with me?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't see anything. I just see.
Okay, it's showing the live video shooting down from. Looks like it's above the close to the drugstore. Shooting down to the corner where you preach. But you're right there at that gate, right? Usually.
Yeah, we're right there. The little kind of those the brick gates, basically the brick columns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's there you can't see the trees really that's there now, but that's a great spot. A lot of sidewalk area there if you look and if you can see it, and just a good spot to preach.
Yeah, it is. It's a good spot.
Let me get that off the screen here. Bear with me. All right. All right. So now, what else do you do? I know you used to preach at the abortion clinic that fortunately has closed down recently, a year ago or so. So, what do you do? How do you spend your time now? Mostly.
Mostly just watching Oprah. If you ask Bill Adams, and Process Right and things like that. Well, after the clinic closed, I'd been there for nearly a decade, and being outside that clinic, and I really didn't know what I was going to do afterwards. I was so used to having a schedule, being there every morning, 5 days a week. I really didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to go back to something a little more normal. And I just prayed, Lord, what do you want me to do? And me and my pastor and some other guys, we just prayed. I didn't know what to do because I was so used to just doing that. And the Lord kind of just opened up a door. We have some couple of universities, of course, but I kind of just started preaching outside the Walmarts. I've watched the guys up there in Shelbyville, Austin, and a few guys, and seen people going outside gas stations and Walmarts, and I was like, I think I can do that. Walmart's not the only saving place. You know what I mean? So I just I found spots where there were people kind of gathered, and I'd set up and preach, and that's kind of like what I do. Now I kind of spend some time in the morning, much needed time of prayer and being in God's Word and some study. As I look back now, the time when I was at the abortion clinic every day, that was something that I should have made a better priority of being in the Word before I go to the clinic. But I got to the clinic so much more earlier. It was kind of tough. I'm probably just making an excuse, but I spend time in the morning time getting up and prayer. I got a little schedule.